Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here today. Yes. First of all, my name is Patricia Polastri, and I am a recent recipient of a PhD degree, actually just last week. My dissertation defense was approved, so I'm very happy about that, and I am one of the few female members of the manufacturing education at Indiana State University. So for this presentation, I will introduce you to the Reshoring initiative that actually was founded, who has been the president of a manufacturing company for over 25 years in Illinois. And when he was going to dedicate his time to improve the image of manufacturing and also try to bring back the manufacturing that we have lost. Harry Moser was elected to the Manufacturing Hall of Fame by Industry Week in 2010 in December. He is currently also holding more than 100 different sessions about reshoring. So the Reshoring initiative has as its goal to bring back manufacturing, the manufacturing that we have lost the last 40 years. To do that, there is a big threshold that we have to cross and improve, and that is the outdated image of manufacturing. It is very hard today for us to find youngsters who are willing to enter the manufacturing industry when everything they hear is that everything is going back to China, India, Brazil, and wherever else. So we need to change the picture of the forced assembly line that our students have today, and we have to reassure them that there is going to be a job for them in the future. So what we do, we work together with trade associations and different, on our sponsors, we have the AMT, the Association for Manufacturing Technology, CESCO that provides manufacturing software like CAD/CAM and ERP systems, Agri-Carmil, which is a Swiss manufacturing of precision tools, and the National Tooling Machining Association. Without the support of this, be able to reach out to that many organizations that we're doing, and we began in Illinois, but we are holding presentations all over the U.S. So it has cost to the United States. We have lost enormous amounts of manufacturing companies. We have increased our own unemployment, and we are in the United States. We believe that offshoring leads only to the commoditization of productivity. We believe that reshoring, bringing back manufacturing home, means that we can differentiate our products and create mass customization. Not mass production, but mass customization. We know that by offshoring, the first ones that were hit, and very badly, were manufacturing workers. People with low education or no education at all. Before, when these workers were released from the manufacturing floor, there was a service sector that could take them. But today, due to technology, there is no service sector that can absorb that workforce that we are releasing. So we are creating a cohort of people that will never find employment. We believe, and not only us, the Boston Consulting Company also has conducted surveys that are showing that more and more companies are trying to bring back manufacturing here to the U.S. Why? Because the costs that they were expecting to save by going overseas have not materialized. We know that China today has 17 to 25% a year. We know that the skilled labor in China is also limited. And by having a limited amount of workers, that means in the future, their salaries are also going to increase. We know also that the Chinese currency is artificially low because they want to boost their exports. We know that when we compare prices alone, comparing apples to apples, when supply chain managers say that doing it in China is cheaper because the price is there, let us say 70, and in the US is 100, they are not making the right comparison. We know, after several studies and research, that supply chain managers, not all of them are very cost conscious. They go and compare just plain numbers. They do not use sophisticated models to compare what they are giving to what they are taking. So what we do is, in this reshoring initiative, we're not just only talking about what we should do, we're also providing this industry, the manufacturing industry, with something that we call the total cost of ownership estimator. We will talk about it in a few minutes. We know that when we compare prices, take in the factors that are like risk, are not counted in, they're not factoring. The US currency depreciation is not counted in, intellectual property issues, political instability, natural disasters, local content, the increase of pressure from the government, not only in China, but also Brazil and Mexico, that are also leading to higher wages in oil prices, of course. We have to change the mindset. We want people to understand that just not by saying we're going to make it in China or in India or in Brazil means that it has to be cheaper. That is the wrong approach. We have ownership is, we need to compare prices, that is for sure, but we also need to factor in other situations like the ones mentioned before, that we don't know what's going to happen in China. We don't know how the government is going to change the laws. We don't know what environmental issues we will find there. We don't know how long the yuan is going to be long, earthquake. There are so many things that we have to factor in. And one of the most important things probably is the risk that we have when we have our production overseas and we are here and we cannot control what we are doing there. We have to have larger inventories in the US because we don't know when we're going to get supplies. In the case that we had here in Japan, when we had an earthquake, there were many companies here that could not meet their demand just because they couldn't get their products in time. So, what we do, our friends, with a free total cost of ownership software. This software was created by us, and it factors in 29 different costs that can be manipulated to adapt to any manufacturing situation. It is Windows-based, it is very easy to use, and it has the potential to forecast the 5 next years. You enter your own data and it will compare. You can enter that by country. We have 17 different countries' data when it comes to freight, when it comes to, it will compare what your cost is to the US today, and it will forecast that the next 5 years. We provide this for free, and the way we have been working is we have been giving this to different companies, and universities have been willing to accept it, to have people test how they will give today a contract to an overseas supplier. If they have used this tool, they may have not given that contract, because there are so many things that were not factored in before that by when using this program, they realized that they probably would have been better off not giving a contract to an overseas supplier. We have a very easy model. Every cost-conscious supply manager will see that the Chinese price is here 70, the US price is here 100. Let us say that those prices are FOB. So they will say, okay, it's cheaper, it's 30% cheaper. And that's right, it's 30% cheaper, but we are not seeing the whole picture. Right now, we see that the savings are 30%, but we do not see inflation costs, we do not see freight, we do not see quality, we do not see risk, we do not see natural resources, we don't see any of that. By using our tool, when those numbers are entered into this equation, we see that the price gap is a lot lower. Now, according to the Boston Consulting, in 4 years now, because this was made in 2010, the price gap between the US and China is going to narrow down. Not just because the Chinese are increasing their wages, because they're not going to be as high as in the United States, but when we measure in all other factors, we will see that we're making the wrong decisions when we decide to offshore, as we have been doing for the last 40 years. We can be better off by keeping some. We are not against offshoring. That's probably something that we have to point out. But we are against offshoring the way we have been doing for the last 40 years. So relentlessly, and everything has been the mentality that has to be done in China, and it's not true. So using our total cost of ownership estimator, which is free, you can plug in all your data and it will give you an estimate of how much you can actually save or not by not sending your product overseas. We are working with different companies. GE is not one company that we have worked with, but we have received information about them. And as we can see, GE, a large manufacturer in the US, has decided to bring back some of their manufacturing. Why? Because they receive a tax incentive in Kentucky. They are going to create a huge plant which for a city like Kentucky, or like would be for Indiana, that means a lot of work. And they are not the only ones that have decided to go this route. Ford Motors is also bringing back 2,000 jobs by 2012. And General Electric has brought this. NCR is bringing 260 more jobs to the United States by creating ATM machines. So we see that many of the companies that once left seeking to find savings overseas have found that it's not that simple. Just going by labor cost, it's not enough. Labor is only one of the factors of production, but it's not the main factor. There are so many other things that can be built here in America and that we should still be doing in America, not to provide only work, but also to solidify the manufacturing base of the US that it's at this moment trembling. What are the potential benefits? We believe that by having manufacturing back in the US, we can reduce the trade deficit that we have today, which is $600 billion a year. We can create manufacturing, able to create those jobs if we do not change the face of manufacturing. There is a we can reduce unemployment for a city, for a state like Indiana, with so many people unemployed. This would be a huge boost for what was once a manufacturing hub in the US. How we would like you to participate? We just would like you to try. You will never have to buy it, but we just would like you to try and see if your numbers would be the same and if the decisions you made would be the same. Have you used this before? Even if you already offshore, that's fine, but we just want to know that this program actually works so that we can continue giving this to other companies. Make a decision having this knowledge before and not after. What we are doing is we are building a database with different companies that have told us that had they known what it would be, they had not offshore. Of course, nobody wants to be presented as I was a little bit dumb and I offshore and now I regret that. So we keep the anonymity of the companies that we work with, but we have sufficient data to show that actually many companies have offshore believing that they were going to make a profit that never materialized. How can academia help us? Academia can help us by using these in different projects and by helping us improve this program. We are trying to convince the School of Business, the School of Technology, to look at this program, to have them test it, to input data and see if their decision would be today the same. It doesn't have to be large companies. You can also be a little supplier, small supplier somewhere. But we just wanted to test it and see if this would be something that could help you make a better decision. We are not trying to make any money on this program. We are not going to try to sell it in the future. We just wanted you to try it so that we can try to expand this and not just stay here in Indiana or in Illinois where we began, but be able to give it to the whole U.S. so that actually large and small companies can make a better decision in the offshoring decision for the future. For more information, if you would like to test the program, we can give you for free. Just have to contact us to any of these numbers and give that to you.